YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bears Shed. Well, the weather report. Look, it's starting to get humid. We're in the storm season. It's Sunday morning at the moment and they're saying we're probably going to have a storm this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon. So I thought I'd get in early and do the stew on Sunday morning, where I was going to leave it until Monday morning, and with doing that, I can show you what I got up to. But anyway, we'll just bug around with it and see. Today the temperatures are going to be 21 to 29, but look, it is quite muggy. I don't think the shirt will be staying on long. I think I'll be down to me old Jackie Howe and wandering around the shed in comfort shortly. But you don't all need to see that. It's that's a nasty piece of work. But we have been, actually, another bit of a cold through the week. Oh, the grandkids get them, and then you go buggering around with the grandkids and they seem to be happy to pass it on to you. So it hadn't been too bad though. I'm coming out the other side, so it was just a couple of day thing, so nothing serious at all. But the TE20 we got last week, I've done a couple of videos. Those that subscribe to the channel see a couple of videos on getting that running. I've done the carby. It's ready to go back on and stay on. On the video I soldered the float up, and I had to do that a couple of times. There was other little leaks in there that I couldn't see, so this morning hopefully I'll get that on and continue on with that series with the electrics. And it's just showing people where the power comes in into the ignition switch, and then along the line. Pardon me. So we'll get into that a bit later, hopefully. And yesterday morning, I had one of those days yesterday. I thought I'd get up the shed early, and I've got some new driving lights for both cars. And look, they're only eBay, they're not expensive, but they're bright, and the new Triton, it's a 2017 Exceed, which is top of the range ute, but the headlights in high beam are shit. They are shocking. And they've got HID type lights in them, but it's a white light, and look, it's probably fine for around town, but when you get out on a couple of country roads, you don't get the depth of vision down the road to see if Skippy's coming along or something like that. So I reckon the lights are very poor. And so anyway, I've got a set of 7-inch for the Triton LED driving lights, and I've got them wide to the extent that I can try them, and oh, huge improvement. And I do have to tidy up some of the wiring yet, so we'll get to that. But yesterday yesterday where the holes were in the bull bar for the lights, they were back too far, so they've got a nice solid bracket on them, and there's 3 holes, so I've actually drilled and tapped threads down into the bull bar so I can adjust them with a spanner. Then I've got nylon lock nuts underneath, so they'll be hard to steal. And but I had to do that, had to bring it forward. Then while doing that, I noticed where the number plate was. When they put number plates on, the bull bars have got 2 little screws and 2 little Phillips head screws that hold the number plates on. Now in Australia, as in everywhere I suppose, people steal number plates, and if they've stolen a white Triton or something like that, well, they might look for another white Triton like mine, and just with a Phillips screwdriver they can undo the plates, put mine on the back or on the front or wherever they want, and if the police see it, they don't even look twice at it, because it's a white Triton with the right number plates on it. And sometimes you go a while, if it's parked up in a car park or something for a few hours, you go a while without actually noticing that your number plates were missing. So I've actually, where the 2 screws are there, I've actually shortened the number plate a little bit, and I've got 6 screws holding it on, and so I actually drilled and tapped the bull bar for that as well yesterday, to a 6x1mm thread. Then to make it a bit harder, I've actually put countersunk Allen head screws in there, and the countersunks pull the plate in nicely. And so there's 4 across the top and 2 down the bottom, because last time I went through deep water in my Colorado, I only had the screws along the top of the number plate, and the water pressure, when you push the wave up in front of your vehicle, yeah, when we pulled up, the number plates were all sticking out at 90 degrees. The water pressure gets in behind that little lip that they hang down on the bull bar and push them forward. So I've got them nailed down. So that's another job out of the way. I do have to put a fridge slide in the back yet, because we like to cut an angle fridge and 10 or 20 quiet beers, and you know, sometimes there's water and shit. But but I've got it all wired for that, but I haven't got the fridge slide in and all that. So and I'm putting a bit of effort into the Triton this weekend, as next weekend we're going up to a place called Banana. And when you, I suppose the best way to say it would be you go up the coast, you find Bundaberg, because, well, all roads lead to Bundaberg really, centre of the universe. And you go north a couple of hours on the coast and you see Gladstone. Well, from Gladstone you go west for 2.5 hours, something like that, 2 hours drive, and you'll see a town called Biloela. Then you go west and you'll find a little town called Banana. And you know, the niece is turning 21 and they've asked us up, so we're going to go up there and celebrate with them, and might have 10 or 20 quiet beers and a bit of a yarn and a good laugh, and get up to a bit of mischief. So we're looking forward to that. And normally we would tow the caravan with the Colorado, like we did when we went down south, because it's got heavy suspension and it's set up for towing, and it goes like a train. But there's a high possibility we're going to take the grandkids with us. So so yeah, we're getting the Triton ready. We can put the kids' seats in the back, and they can come away with Grandma and Poppy for a weekend, and yeah, have a bit of fun and meet some of the rest of the family and all that. So we'll see how we go, but hopefully I'll get the wiring done. I was hoping to have it finished yesterday, but pardon me. But I got all the lights and that fitted, and all the wires, most of the wires run and all that by around lunchtime. And I went up for lunch and we had a feed, and Judy says, "Oh, I feel like a snooze." I said, "Bloody top idea." So I had a nanny nap, or a pensioner's nap, or whatever you like to call it, and had about an hour's snooze and come back up the shed. And I thought, okay, pardon me, I thought, okay, I'll get stuck into this and have it finished. But I just got up here and I just bared a wire back and found the high beam circuit, because in Australia they have driving lights on the front of your car. You can only turn them on when they're on high beam. So you have to find the high beam circuit and use that as a trigger for your relay, for your driving lights. And so I just found that and twitched the wire around ready for soldering and heat shrinking up and all that sort of thing, and looked out the driveway and there was a bloke coming up for a yarn. So he came up for a yarn for an hour, and then he's bringing me a tractor today. Yeah, we've got this other tractor coming, and it'll be on the back of the truck today sometime. They're going to crane it on, and it's a basket case, but he's just dropping it here really. We're not, yeah, it's sort of, he's giving it to me. He said he wouldn't mind a bit of drinking silver out of it, so I was alright, we'll see. See what it's like. We went to go for a drive out to have a look at the tractor the other day, and out west of us there's been a storm, and the creek crossing we had to go through to get there was 800 mil of water in there, so we didn't get to see it. So he said, "Oh bugger it," he said, "I'll just put it on the truck and bring it in, and you can have it regardless." So it's on its way. It's a Farmall 100, which is a high clear tractor, which, look, if I keep it and do it up, it'll go well with my John Deere 420 high crop, 2 high crops together, different colours, hope they don't fight. But yeah, so that's coming today. So anyway, back to getting the car finished yesterday. Yeah, John was just finished having a yarn and my phone rang, and it was another mate, John. So yeah, by the time we finished having a bit of a yarn, well, that was I think about 49 minutes or something like that. Then so that just hung up. I got back into the car and I wasn't in there 5 minutes, and the phone rang. It was another mate, so that was an hour and 10 minutes. So after that I'd lost the plot. And yeah, Jude comes up. She'd been pressure cleaning around the front of the house and all that, so she was bringing the pressure cleaner up. So we sit and had a yarn, and yeah, that was it for the day. It was getting dark. I got up home about 5:30 in the evening, and yeah, so for the afternoon I didn't do a bloody thing really. I twitched one wire on and that's it. So this morning, or the next day or two, we're going to try and get the Triton finished so we can tow the caravan up to Banana, and hopefully we've got some good lights. Not that we try and drive overnight, too many kangaroos and things on the roads, it gets a bit dangerous, so we do try and travel in the daylight hours if we can, but you never know, you just need good lights for whenever you want them. Then we'll probably put another set of clear view mirrors on, and the clear view mirrors are an Aussie mirror. Look, they're bloody dear. In the Tritons and the Colorados, the law in Queensland says that if your rear view mirror has an indicator in it, a blinker, indicator, flasher, whatever you call it. Flasher means something different over here, and usually people with overcoats and things, but we won't go there. Yeah, the law says if you have a car that's standard with a mirror with an indicator in it, you must replace it with one of those. So by the time you buy a brand new set of clear view mirrors, there's something like $880 for the pair of mirrors with the indicators in them. That hooks into the harness of the vehicle, so all your electric adjust and all that works. Plus you get a convex mirror on the bottom, a wide angle one, so you can see who's coming up the blind spots. Look, they're great mirrors, they're just dear as buggery. And I had a set for my old Triton, the MN Triton, and a black set which didn't have indicators in it, and I thought, oh, I might put them on, but I've used them once, went to Mackay and back, and I've taken them off before I sold the vehicle. So Clearview has a site where you can put your second-hand mirrors, so it looks like a good second-hand set that are not a mark on them like mine, are worth about $550 second-hand. But I believe there is cheaper ones, cheaper brands now on eBay. But look, I've had such a great run with the Clearviews, I'm going to go that way again this week. So they're very easy. You just clip off the cover, undo the 3 bolts, slide your old mirror off, slide the new one on, hook the harness in, and presto, you're done. The only thing you miss out on is with the Exceed Triton, when you lock the car, the mirrors fold in automatically for you. So, you know, in car parks, people aren't bumping your mirrors and all that. And as soon as you unlock the car, your mirrors fold out automatically again for you. You don't have that function, which is, no matter a toss to me, I don't need that function. So, but because it's only 3 bolts on the other car, I put them on when I went caravanning, and when I didn't need them, I took them off, and that's why they're in good nick still. So you need a set, get onto them, or else I'll get them photographed and I'll get them on the Clearview site, and we'll have them for sale. So yeah, today I've got to finish the Triton wiring, and hopefully get a bit of video of the TE20 wiring for the little series on getting the TED20 going. And once I've got it running, I can get it off the trailer and drive it around. And we're going to put a little drawbar out the back with a tow ball, so if we want to do a bit of pruning, or Judy wants to grab a bit of gravel or shift something around, she can just jump on the tractor and grab it. But she can do all that, but she usually gets me to do it. So I don't know, she's very capable, but just doesn't like to do it sometimes. So. But anyway, back in Bundy Bears' shed. I've got a couple of plans. I haven't made the carousel for my quick change tool post holders yet. It's one of those jobs that's on the list, and you know, I still haven't done any welding on the arbor press from last week, as I had a busy weekend, and but I got the opportunity through the week to buy 2 more quick change tool post holders for boring bars, and the reason is, I don't know how everyone else feels about it, but with the with boring bars, I was like, you know, most common is the right hand ones, which if you're boring a hole and you're standing here, it's over here. Yet a lot of times I like to use a left hand one where it bores. You have to run your lathe in reverse, but it bores the back there, and you can actually see how it's doing better. And but I've got a couple of boring bars that'll right hand ones that I've got set up, and I thought, well, I do prefer to use the left hand ones, so I'm going to leave them set up on their quick change tool post holders, and I'm just going to set the left hand ones up on these. So you have a choice. You know, sometimes it's better to go one way than another. But I do prefer to go, yeah, use the left hand tool and turn the job in reverse, and you can actually see it better. So, and that's the only reason. I don't think it does a better job or anything like that. It's just to keep an eye on what's going on. And I see on the YouTube Machinist Facebook page the other day. And look, if you're into machining and shit, get on there and oh geez, I haven't brought me cups in. Anyway, they're sitting on my desk at work still, but they have a cup as a little thing to help promote the YouTube Machinist site and help fund it and help John and Emma and them with it. And Bruce said the other day about boring bars, and if you have a boring bar, apparently you shouldn't go, say you have a 1-inch boring bar, well, it'll safely go up to about 1 in 4, so 4 times the diameter out, without harmonics getting into it and giving you a poor finish. And Bruce was saying the other day that boring up the centre there, you can bore up as long as you can up through the centre, and put a 1/8 or quarter BSP or whatever grease nipple you can find, and pump it full of grease, and the difference of the grease, the pressure of the grease inside the boring bar, can let you hang it out a little bit further without the harmonics, which is something I never knew. I've thought about it quite a bit since, and yeah, I might give that a go. Not that I have that problem, I just found that very interesting, that just a different pressure from inside can do that. And I have a grease gun that'll supposed to do 12,000 pounds per square inch. I'm not sure I'd like to be standing near that little 1/8 thread when you were doing that, but yeah, it's got a high pressure handle, and that's what they say. But I've actually had normal grease guns with oil in them, and I've pressure tested them to 7,000 pounds per square inch. No trouble at all. But I've got one that's supposed to do 12,000, but I'm not going to go there. I don't. The only reason you would do that is if you had a block grease nipple, and sometimes we used to take the grease cartridge out of the grease gun, turn the buckets, sometimes you can turn the bucket around and fill it with oil, and then we try and flush a blocked grease gallery through with the lighter oil. And usually before you did that, you would pull the grease nipple out and get an O-ring pick in and just sort of scribe and clean it out as best you can, clean out the hard stuff as far as you possibly can, and then you screw the grease nipple back in and up it with the oil, and oftentimes it would go, sometimes it wouldn't of course, but oftentimes you'd get that hard grease flushed out, the oil would sort of eat away at it a bit and you could work it, but it doesn't work in every instance, that's for sure. If it's a straight line it's pretty good, but sometimes you get hard grease around a track where they have a bush with a grease track all the way around. Well, if it's gone hard in there and between the pin and the bush it's pounded away and knocked the grease in hard, well, you haven't got much of a hope then. You just pull it apart and do it properly. But look, another thing I bought through the week was a little number 2 Morse taper, ER32 collet holder, and all my stuff is Morse taper 3 pretty well, except down the centre of my rotary table. So on my rotary table at the moment, I have the rotary table, and I've made a, oh look, it's probably 20mm, 3/4 aluminium plate, not aluminum, this is aluminium in Australia, adapter plate, and I've got a 6-inch 4-jaw chuck on there. And the idea of that is I can set it up on the mill, and with your 4-jaw chuck you can actually get everything. So when you're turning your rotary table, you can actually get it absolutely bang on true. But it does take a bit of fiddling and getting in there, I find, but that's fine. But down the centre of the rotary table, if I just pop that 4-jaw chuck off, it's got a number 2 Morse taper. And look, it was just something, I haven't got a job to do with it particularly, it's just something I always had at the back of my mind, that if I come across one of these, just grab it. So what can happen is the 4-jaw chuck can come off, and for small jobs I can just drop this number 2 Morse taper down the centre of the rotary table, hold something with an ER32 collet, and away we go. So I haven't got a job in particular for that. I just bought it as part of, yeah, you have a plan for getting things set up, all that. It's just part of that plan. So so yeah, I'll oil it all up and I'll just put it with the tools for that rainy day when I do get round to using that, and we'll go from there. But look, that's about all. The bead blaster over the other side there with the air blower and all that, and the short hose coming from the wall to the bead blaster, boy, it works a lot better, which it sort of had to. Those that suggest that I put an air blower inside and blow the door before it opens up, that took me that took me a couple of goes to get it right. Not that the blower wasn't right, it's just I was blowing down the bottom, because when you lifted the lid there was sort of a shelf and the sand would drop over that. But what was happening is there's a little rubber hinge there and it was actually getting in there, so I'd lifted it up a few times and there was still sand coming out, and I'm thinking, this bastard thing. And what I worked out is, yeah, I just got to blast that hinge, and that was where most of the sand was getting stuck. And so look, that's a good thing. The bead blaster's working a lot better with the air supply close and a better air supply to it, and the inside air blower is a great thing as well. I did that carby with it last weekend, and look, it's working a treat. It's a good thing. So those that suggested that, thanks for that, because I hadn't thought of that on my own. It was only when I saw it in comments that I thought, well, that'd be a good thing to give a go to. So we've done that. But look, that's about all. I haven't got much happening in Bundy Bears' shed, apart from working on the Triton, getting the lights done. I've got to get this little Fergie going so I can get it off the trailer, and I'm going to video that as I go through the day. And once we got it running, well, I can park it in the shed here and we can just do little jobs as I feel like doing them, or as we need to do them. It's not going to be a full restore, that one. That's just going to be this is how it is. The Ford bonnet's coming off it. It has a Ford Fergie bonnet that's about rooted on it. And I have a new bonnet coming for the diesel one, the TEF, so I'm going to put the TEF bonnet onto the TED, and it'll all sort of match. It'll look alright because it's about, well, the same era tractor and about the same order, so it'll be okay. So anyway, look, that's it for this week. I'll tag on a couple of little clips if I can find them, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, watch a couple of ads for me. That's a go. Alright, we'll catch you later, eh? And that's the carby off the T20 we got last weekend. We've gone right through that. There's a video on that. There's a little brown trout there. That helps you see straight. But yeah, we'll get that on this morning, and hopefully I can do a couple of videos on the wiring on the TE20. So, but yeah, there's actually a video out on doing this as part of getting the TE20 going. Well, here we are. New driving lights. These are only 7-inch ones. That's all we can actually fit. And a bit too much light there. Kelly's been helping, and we've been running all the wires. We've got the fuse box off to get all the wiring sorted out. You have to have them on high beam, so they come on high beam only. So I've got wires, see the red and white and that are just hanging there at the moment. They'll have to have conduit put on them to make it safe, and they need to be fed into the cabin. But they are working where they are. And then we also have a UHF aerial wire, this wire here, and that's for the UHF aerial, and that'll get fed into the back too. So you can fiddle with this stuff for hours. But anyway, the lights work well. We've got a 9-inch set to put on the Holden Colorado, because the roo lights we've got, they've got like a composite, or plastic would probably be a more honest word, bracket on them, and I'm always adjusting them. I go on a trip, I can't keep them in adjustment, so but with them it's easy. It's just a matter of plop the lights on the front and plug the plug in. All the other wiring's done. So anyway, that's been all of Saturday morning so far. And there's another job for this morning. I come home through the week and we did all the mowing and all the slashing and just the mowing. If you see right down the paddock there, we've got the place looking pretty good. All all the mowing's been finished, and we were getting storms through, so I come home one afternoon. That's a loading ramp. I come home one afternoon and did all the mowing because we had storms coming. Then the storm went around us because we thought if it got too bad, we wouldn't be able to get back on there for a week or two. So I did the mowing, and then when I come back into the shed the next day, flat tyre on the mower. So all we do is put like a 4-wheel drive plug, you know, your little sticky rope plug, you poke it in. I'll have a look. I might show you that if I've got time. Well, we've just been unloading a truck, and a heap of old pillar box bearings, and there's one there with a nice brass cap on. Old Farmall grills. Now they're all underbelly scufflers for international tractors, for Farmall AVs and things like that. Could be junk, but anyway, we did a deal, and it was just going to scrap, so he threw all this in for nothing with the old tractor. So we'll go and have a look at that. Well, look at that, eh? What a gem. It's an old Farmall 100. High clearance. It's got the International Harvester distributor on it. And the fellow was telling me that he bought it and had plans with it, and he didn't do a thing with it. He said he just sat her outside, which is he sort of wishes he didn't do now, but where it was sitting, the farm got sold, which was his brother's farm, and it's just been sold, and the big B doubles were coming in to remove all the scrap metal, and if I wanted this I could have it, so we took it. I ended up giving him a couple of bob for it, just so it was a done deal, you know. I didn't like leaving things open, and he said, oh, you know, if you get it going or something, give me a couple of bob one day, a bit of beer money, and I sort of wasn't real keen on that. I said, oh, how about I just give you a little bit now, eh? So there you go. What we're going to do with it, who knows? It's just one of those old tractors that was worth... Well, I just don't like him going to scrap. So we've saved another one from the scrap, and what we do with it, who knows. I'll get onto it later and see if I can turn the engine over. I doubt that it will turn. But it had not much over the muffler by the look, so the engine might be fried, but match everything else. Everything else looks pretty fried, but anyway, I just don't like that stuff going to the rubbish. Going to be melted down.